All right, guys, coming up here, we got the man, the myth, the legend. He's been doing it for a while. He's, I met him years and years ago when these kids wouldn't even know it. The Elite Championship cage fighting, a long time. They're probably still in elementary school, middle school when you're still doing Elite, man.
I think you're right. We started back in May 2008.
Yeah, good grief.
Yeah,
Holy cow. Man, you're getting old.
tell me about it. You see all that gray hair.
Yeah, yours and mine also. Hey, just tell us about this card. What are you put together? What are you looking forward to on Saturday?
Well, I always look forward to every fight. There are several fights that really pique my interest just because I love those bouts where man, I have no idea who's going to win. You've got these two guys that are on a win streak. They've never faced each other, so it's always a surprise, you know. But that's one of the things that I focus on, man. I really work hard on trying to get these fights that people want to see,
Yeah,
uh,
absolutely.
and I want to put them together at the right time as well.
Yeah, what is the hardest part? Because I know the stress level is always high, no matter what. But the stress level of, I know you put together a card of maybe 20 something, 30 fights, and you do this on purpose because this week, of course, I know about two fights already being canceled. So what's the stress level of making sure you're able to maintain the quality of fights?
Well, I tell you, and yes, that is always the case. I mean, I'll schedule 40 fights and we'll end up with 35. So you're always going to lose four, five, six fights for whatever reason, which is one of the reasons I do schedule so many. The perfect card for me for our shows, I try to schedule around 30, uh, or plan to end up with 30. Um, but no, the card changes every day, man. Uh, People decide they want different weights, or like you mentioned, life happens, and you end up having to drop out. Emergencies come up, people get injured, so it's a constant battle. It's every day. Just when you think you've got the card set and you're ready to move on to the next project, now you're faced. Well, this guy dropped out, and let me try to find a replacement. One of my biggest stresses is I really do my best to try to accommodate everybody, especially those gyms that have been with me since day one. So I really I take it personal when their opponent drops out and your guy done all his medicals, he's put the work in, and to me it's my obligation to find this guy an opponent. Sometimes it works out, unfortunately. Sometimes it doesn't. But one of the things I don't want to do is schedule the wrong matchup. Just schedule somebody just the body. Um, Finding the right matchup for these guys is difficult. There's lots of guys out there that yeah, I'll take the fight. They have that fighter's mentality. Never mind that this guy is 10-0, and I'm making my debut. Yeah, I'll fight. Hey, appreciate you offering, but I'll turn those fights down. It's not going to be a good matchup, a fair matchup, and I think we would really tarnish what we've built if I went that route. So I do my best to try to do my homework on everybody. I can get two debuts with very little experience, and it's going to be a good fight. The crowd's going to be into it. So matchups has it's a lot of work, a lot of research, and that's one of the reasons why I really appreciate these gyms, these coaches that are honest with me. Hey, this guy is just starting out. He's green, or yeah, this guy knows what he's doing. He's a stud. He's been in the game a long time. I know how to match them up better that way. Um, the last thing I want to do is mismatch. And a lot of times when you're dealing with debuts, especially if I've never seen you fight, it is a little bit difficult. But once I see you fight, and that's one of the reasons that I try to stay cage side for every fight. I'm taking my notes because I'm already matching for the next card when I'm watching you fight. Um, I don't focus on wins and losses that much. I see fighters out there that give me their best and show good sportsmanship, and you're welcome on our card anytime. You know, you go out there and act a fool. And we've done this before. We've banned people, and there's certain people that I just won't match up for that reason. You know, um, fortunately, we've gotten to the point where we can pick and choose who we want on our card. And again, I try to accommodate everybody, but when it gets to that point, uh, if I accommodated every gym, I would have 50 plus fights. And then everybody would be complaining because we're here till 3 o'clock in the morning, you know. So I have to find that, which we've done. So
Yeah.
I have to find that right balance.
Yeah, you touched on two things. One, uh, if you're a fighter, especially if you're a young fighter, I would think it would be better for them if something does happen. Hey, you you know let the coaches know and yourself know that, hey, I got an injury. Because how many times have we seen on social media, one fighter gets the weigh-in portion, gets the weigh-in, whatever it is now at 9 o'clock on Saturday, and the other fighter doesn't show up. Well, that's just unprofessional.
Absolutely.
And then two, usually when I'm cleaning around the house, I'll throw something, a fight on from another state, not here in North Carolina, but I'll throw on a promotion from another state, and they've got such flip flop, nonsensical matchups. A guy who has 10 fights versus a guy who's only had two or maybe two losses. So keeping that competitive balance is something I know that's very important to you.
Absolutely. People, coaches, fighters, their parents, they trust me with their guy. So again, it's my responsibility to find the right matchup, a fair matchup. You know, and I take that very very serious. One of the best compliments that I've gotten is I love to hear great matchmaking. Good fight is all that good stuff that goes along with it, because it lets me know that hey, I put together a good bout that the crowd enjoyed. It was an even or a fair fight, I guess you can say. Um, that's a huge responsibility, man. I was just talking to somebody. I just scheduled a youth bout for this Saturday, and this individual's mom. I've never met her. Just talked to her on the phone for I don't know 15 minutes, and the one comment she made that stuck with me is, I don't even know you, but I already trust you. And if you say this is a fair matchup, let's go with it. And she kind of went over some of her bad experiences that she's had,
Mhm.
uh, on other promotions or whatnot. And I just told her a little bit about myself, our promotion, what we look at, what we focus on, especially when it comes to youth bouts, man. I mean, at the end of the day, we're there to protect the fighter. I understand that this is a fight and you're going to get your bumps and bruises and all that stuff, but you shouldn't get murdered out there.
Yeah,
Especially when you're first starting out. Uh, Parents, especially, they place a lot. For those of y'all that have kids, I mean, you can imagine you're putting your 8-year old in there. You're trusting the promotion, you're trusting the ref, the boxing commission, and all this. That hey, my son or daughter, they're in combat, but you're going to protect them from a serious injury. Uh,
absolutely.
so that's why a lot of times, and this doesn't just go for youths, adults as well, and we've all seen it where we question the referee's decision to stop a fight early or not. I've refed myself in Virginia several times, and I I made some questionable calls. Did I stop it too soon? And That's why I have a lot of respect for the commission and the refs, especially when you're in there. I mean, you have to make a decision a split second. Uh, Sometimes it is too early, but at that particular point, I thought you were in trouble. I thought you were about to get seriously injured. So I decided to stop and protect you. Uh,
There's a lot of people who, especially after the fights, go on the social media or at the
sure.
Facebook page, and they always the commission and promotions, any commission, any promotion in the state of North Carolina, they're not tied together. There's no playing favorites. There's none of that nonsense that goes on. The commission is there, independent of these promotions, to make sure the fighter safety is number one.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad you brought that up. It's again, I've been doing this a long time. I've trained at several different gyms. I've got very good relationships with every gym in the area. Uh, but one of the things I can say is, I'm not tied down to one gym. I'm not. I've never played favoritism towards any particular gym or fighter or whatever, and that's one of the reasons that I do like how North Carolina does it, and the commission we have no part in that.
Yeah.
They're not part of the organization. I've heard comments and I never win on a fight for it show. Well, it's not my fault. When I didn't go in there and fight for you, I didn't judge it, I didn't ref it. Uh, Everybody involved in that decision making is outside of the organization, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah. When does your stress level come down on fight night?
When does it come down? Honestly, I would say a minute before we have the first fight.
Really?
It's
Because I know you're always pacing. You're always doing something during fight. My stress level, even during normal work, and I, do production on the side, not tied to MMA. My
yeah.
stress level doesn't come down to maybe halfway through a
No,
meeting. Or
I will tell you the exact moment when it comes down is when I see the Grady Cole is full.
Mhm.
When I hear people cheering, when I see fighters having fun, that's when I can relax and kind of, even though I'm working, analyzing the fight and trying to match them up, to me that's my time to
Mhm.
relax because I don't have to worry about is the cage set up? Does everybody have their medicals in, their walkout songs? Is anybody injured? And luckily, we've got a great staff at
Yeah.
Fight for It. Tons of people behind the scenes that really come through. Several of them the day of the fight, like Chris Lewis. I'll
Mhm.
tell you this: there's absolutely no way I could do his job.
Absolutely.
Dealing with the gloves, and you may think that's an easy task. I just give him gloves. No, sir. He's not just doing that. He is keeping that flow going. We don't have 15 minutes in between each fight.
Yeah.
I want to. We could have 15 fights on the card and make it last just as long, but you're going to be waiting after every fight.
Yeah.
I want people to get their money's worth. So we roll fight after fight after fight. There's no stop. If I can help not having an intermission, we don't. The only time we do is, the boxing authority, they have to be cage side. If they do need to step away or get a break, because I get it. It's a long night. We'll have an intermission and things of that sort. But other than that, I want to keep that people buy a ticket to see some fights. I want you
What
to.
was your? Because we don't know what's going to happen on Saturday. What was your fight of the year uh, that you saw?
Ooh, man, that is a tough one.
I didn't even
Uh,
have that written down too. I got
so
nothing written down. Off
so
the top of my head.
I'm going to tell you this. And there's been a ton of great fights, but this one just
Absolutely.
sticks out of my head because it was at our last show in October. Uh, but the fight against Henry Mercado
Mhm.
and what's his name from Pedro Acosta.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. Those guys, I'm telling you, I mean, they just went full throttle from the time that bell rang until the fight ended.
Yeah.
It was nonstop action, um, not just action, great action, back and forth. Where, oh man, he got a good shot. Oh man, this guy got a good shot. And it's just back and forth. It's like watching a football game. You're having a touchdown race, just back and forth, back and forth. It's one of those fights where don't blink.
Yeah.
Do
No,
not blink. You're going to miss something. So that one really sticks in my head. And I've shared that with Tom Ziegler and Keith Richardson as well. And I love fighters like that. Win or lose, again, I don't care who won and who lost. Both those guys went out there and they fought. And anytime they call me, believe me, I'm going to do my best to match them up.
What's your dream fight for next year?
Oh man, you're trying to get me to spill my secrets.
Okay. Don't. Okay, what is your? Do you have a? It's not maybe not high on the list.
Uh-huh.
Who is your next maybe tier of fights?
So listen, I am always trying to find these opponents for you have someone like Truckin Carson.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you watch him out there, and I don't think the man has spent a full 5 minutes
Absolutely
in all his pro fights. And he hasn't been handed, you know, uh, 15 guys. He's fought some very tough opponents, and he's been successful. So, and Truxton is one of these guys that wants to be challenged. So my job is to get him the best out there. But up and coming, man. I've got not to say too much, but there's lots of guys that have just turned pro or are turning pro that have a very bright future. And what they don't know is that I'm already thinking of opponents. You know, you take, and again, they don't know unless they're listening. They might know, but you take somebody, and I'm just looking at guys on this card. Cody Noel. I've got about 3 or 4 guys that I would love to see him with, but I hadn't mentioned it because he needs to focus on one fight at a time. D Reddick, I think, is an absolute stud. I think his fight with Gabriel Francis is going to be outstanding.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's one of those fights. Man, I can't wait to see this.
Absolutely.
But I mean, Reddick only has one fight, and again, I don't look at records. I know Reddick. I know what he can do. I've seen him in action.
Yeah. That fight is going to be absolutely electric, just between those two.
Sure. Absolutely. And we've got some amateur fighters that I look forward to seeing them turn pro very soon. I take Julian Nieto, for example. This man is a stud.
Yeah.
One of the things or one of the points that we've reached at Fight for It is a lot of these local guys have already fought each other, right? Some of them, I don't want to fight him because we've trained together, we're buddies, or whatever the case may be. So we're at the point now where I have to bring in outside talent. We've got guys from Georgia, Myrtle Beach. We got a whole gym coming down or coming up from Florida. So I'm always trying to build new relationships, bring in new talent. I really think I don't want to be that promotion where you have all your amateur fights and then we do pros as well. But I don't want to see these guys have to travel to Florida, to Texas, to Vegas, to wherever to find a matchup.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when you're that guy, when you're that out of town guy, a lot of times you're being fed to somebody, right? I want to take that aspect away. I don't want Motzinger, Jonathan Martin, and several other pros. I don't want them to have to go to Texas to fight. I think it's time that somebody, meaning us, we bring Texas to them or whoever. Uh, yes, it's a little bit, a little bit more expensive to get these guys in here. But I think as a fight for it, I think we owe it to our fighters. One, we wouldn't have a show without them, and it's the least we could do. So that's one thing I'm really trying to do now is bring these outside guys in, bring them to North Carolina.
I like that. I
Yes.
like that. That's an advertisement right there. Fight Lab, where he brings the fights to you. I'm going to let you get like 30 seconds to get a plug in for Saturday night. Where should the people be?
Look, Grady Cole Center, Charlotte, North Carolina. That is the only. If you're a fight fan, that's where you need to be. You don't. Again, like I said, we've got around 30 fights. Nowhere else are you going to go and watch 30 fights for the price of one show. You get two shows in one, guys.
There you go.
So don't miss it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know Marcelo going on damn near 15, 16. I can't even do the math, how long I know him. He gets older every year. I say the same. I look beautiful. Marcel, thank you for being, I can't speak for all the community, but I'll speak for myself. Thanks for being a good friend, taking the time out. And like I said, told you before we started, fingers crossed nothing happens to me going anywhere to get paid, but I should be there on Saturday night.
Awesome. Looking forward to it, man. And thank you. I appreciate it.
No worries, Marcelo. Thank you.